The chapter of Preaching Tao, Article 6, The Unified Field of the Universe. Xiefeng. December 30, 2005. The term universe encompasses all infinite space, and all infinite time. Thus, the universe is a composite of material and non-material components, constituted by infinite space and infinite time. The unified field of the universe refers to the laws that universally apply to all times and spaces, essentially, universal laws that hold true everywhere. Establishing a unified field of the universe has been the dream and pursuit of scientists. They envision using a simple, clear formula to describe this unified field theory, a formula that could be called the ultimate formula, applicable to all fields. It is said that Einstein spent 30 years of his later life attempting to find this formula, but in the end, he was left lamenting and empty-handed. Modern scientists, whether globally renowned or obscure, have all employed various methods in their quest to solve the problem of the unified field of the universe, hoping to achieve the glory of solving this problem, akin in significance to the Goldbach conjecture. The promising prospect is alluring, but it remains as elusive as a mirage, seemingly near, yet far. After reviewing the history and paths they have taken, I found that they have made a fundamental directional error. First, let us consider the scientists' perspectives. Their views are uniformly focused on the material world, completely ignoring the non-material world. It's like admiring a beautiful woman's smooth, tender skin and feeling the breath of love, while entirely overlooking the myriad charms and graces of her inner world. Thus, scientists are not masters of love in the unified field of the universe but are like jaded veterans lingering in the red light district. Scientists believe that there are four fundamental forces in the universe: magnetic force, gravitational force, strong nuclear force, and weak nuclear force. They think that if a formula or theory could seamlessly incorporate these four forces, a unified field of the universe could be established, allowing them to effortlessly enjoy the mysteries of the universe and marvel at its wonders. They are deeply intoxicated by their own fantasies and find it difficult to extricate themselves. Not to mention establishing a unified field of the universe, they are currently unable to unify even these four forces with a single formula. Even if they were one day to unify them, it would be akin to Tang Monk encountering a false thunder sound temple on his journey to the west, rather than the true thunder sound temple where the ancestral Buddha Tathagata resides. How many fundamental forces are there in the universe? Answer: there are 8: magnetic force, gravitational force, strong force, weak force, structural force, repulsive force, conscious force, and spiritual force. Here is a brief description of these 8 forces. Magnetic force, the interaction between charged particles. Gravitational force, the force of attraction between masses, caused by the curvature of spacetime due to mass and motion. Strong force, the force that binds quarks together in protons and neutrons and binds protons and neutrons together in atomic nuclei. Weak force, the force that acts on all matter particles but not on force-carrying particles. Structural force, the force generated by the structure of material and non-material components, with each structure having its unique energy absorption force. Repulsive force, the force that causes like charges or poles to repel each other. Conscious force, a force similar to the brain's ability to make the bladder and urethra start working when one wants to urinate. Spiritual force, the force that causes mutual perception between things. I have said that scientists cannot establish a unified field theory of the universe primarily because they cannot measure or calculate the latter 4 forces. Even though these 4 forces cannot be measured or calculated, we cannot deny or ignore their existence. Since they exist, and you cannot incorporate them into a single formula or theoretical system, you cannot establish a unified field of the universe. This is the fundamental reason why Einstein's efforts were in vain. At this point, many scientists might mock Xiefeng. Go ahead and mock. Laugh to your heart's content. Let's see who will laugh last. So, can the unified field of the universe not be established? No, it has already been established. This is the Tao of the greatest creator, also known as the holographic system, composed of the three elements of the universe: consciousness, structure, and energy. The universe is holographic, and the Tao of the greatest creator encompasses the 8 forces mentioned above, incorporating them wonderfully into a unified system. Scientists have focused their attention only on the material world, ignoring the non-material world. But the universe is composed of both material and non-material components, existing in infinite time and infinite space. How can a unified field of the universe be established if the non-material world is ignored? This is Lifechanyuan's unified field theory of the universe. The remaining task is to work on the Tao. Why is this called the chapter of preaching Tao? This should now be clear. The way of nature. Xiefeng. January 28, 2018. The way of nature is the way of the greatest creator. The way of Tao is natural. Everything that conforms to nature belongs to Tao. The way of Tao is manifested by nature. The way to enter Tao is to be natural. The way to attaining Tao is to conform to nature. The way to unite with Tao is to follow nature. Nature is the laws and principles and various existences and phenomena of the boundless universe. To follow nature means to think and act in accordance with these laws and principles, and not to artificially interfere and change its original operating programs. The way of nature is the operating program defined by the laws and principles of the boundless universe. The main path, Tao, is easy to walk on. The main path is the way of nature. The way of nature is simple and easy to walk on, smooth and soothing. All behaviors that violate nature are called going against the Tao, and going against the Tao is complicated, difficult, tortuous and painful. People, when you feel that life is happy, joyous, free, and blessed, it proves that you are walking in the way of nature. People, when you feel that life is full of troubles, pain, anxiety, or sorrow, it proves that you are walking against the Tao. How do you follow the way of nature? Eat, when you should eat, drink, when you should drink, sleep, when you should sleep, do, when you should do, play, when you should play, use, when you should use, live, when you should live, die, when you should die. Do not worry, do not get angry, do not persevere, do not expect, do not seek success, do not seek excellence, do not make plans, do not set goals, do nothing, as everything will eventually fall into place. Take things as they are, associate with others by following the predestined relations, act in accordance with your nature, take advantage of opportunities as they arise. What kind of behavior can be accounted as against the Tao? When you should eat, you do not eat, when you shouldn't eat, you eat. When you should drink, you do not drink, when you should not drink, you drink. When you should sleep, you do not sleep, when you shouldn't sleep, you sleep. When you should act, you take no action, when you shouldn't act, you act. When you should play, you do not play, when you shouldn't play, you play. When you should use something, you do not use it, when you should not use something, you use it. When you should live, you do not live, when you should not live, you insist on living. When you should die, you do not die, when you should not die, you want to die. You are worried and angry, persisting and expecting, you seek success, shortcuts, excellence, magical power, and miracles, you make plans, set goals, you get caught in your own trap, you are not satisfied, insatiable, and insist on glorifying your ancestors, you insist on owning houses and cars, being the best kind of man and becoming a celestial being and Buddha, etc. What are the benefits of taking the way of nature? The advantages are calmness, peace, joy, health, less trouble, and less sin. What are the consequences of going against the Tao? The disadvantages are being impetuous, distracted, worried and anxious, dogged by bad luck, and committing evil again and again. From the above benefits and consequences of walking with or walking against the way of nature, we can see that the consciousness level of those who follow the way of nature is high. According to the Hawkins energy and emotion hierarchy diagram, the energy level of those who follow the way of nature is above 540, and the energy level of those who are against the Tao is below 200. It can be confirmed that those who go to heaven are those who follow the way of nature, and those who go to the animal world and hell are those who go against the Tao.